Boleh, adakah dengan kerjasama dengan Tun M ni boleh merancang nak masuk pejuang?
Soal pejuang nak masuk itu soal kedua. Soal yang pertama ialah kalau wakil rakyat 222 wakil rakyat sayang kepada negara kita ini, mereka janganlah pilih parti, janganlah pilih untuk diri sendiri, tetapi pilihlah untuk negara.
Betul. Tengku Razali sebagai pengurusi jemaah nasihat penasihat UMNO, adakah diyakini Tengku Razali boleh mungkin menarik sedikit sokongan daripada ahli parlimen UMNO Barisan Nasional?
Jawapannya mungkin.
Then again from the Malay.
Kisan from GD Press, since you two are taking the lead on the eve of the third reading voting of the budget, are you guys suggesting one of you to be the PM candidate or PM, DPM candidate or what?
No suggestion. What will happen is that if the government falls, then there will be a need for a new government. That is now at this moment, unless we have a general election, the only way to form a new government is for the 222 members of parliament to begin to choose the government, only perhaps beginning with the Prime Minister, and then to form a government that is dedicated to serving the people. I hope that there are enough members of parliament, 222, who wants to see this country recover and develop like before.
So, are you suggesting a unity government? Are you suggesting a unity government?
You can call it what you like, unity or not, but all governments should be united. Kalau they're not united, they can't function. But the main thing is that if we are so focused on party, then we forget the nation. Now what is happening is everybody thinks of his party being dominant, but the nation is just forgotten. They don't care at all except when the nation pays them their gaji.
Betul. Boleh Tun komen sikit tak berkenaan dengan mengatakan dakwaan Anwar dapat 10 sokongan daripada MP. Jadi kalau kata benda tu betul, adakah perlu kerajaan sekarang ni ialah buat bubar parlimen, buat KPR juga?
Isu kita akan tahu kerana isu kita ada mengundi soal statutory declaration ni banyak dah semua orang send. Semua itu dulu sokong saya 100%. Opposition pun sokong, government party pun sokong, tapi tak mahu. Bila dia main nak buat choice, dia buat yang lain. So SDs do not count. What happens is what happens in parliament. The members of parliament want something done for this country or not.
Betul, sekiranya Datuk Seri Anwar benar-benar ada sokongan yang diperlukan, adakah Tun dan Tengku Razali akan menyokong Datuk Seri Anwar?
Iyalah, kalau kita ikut apa yang majoriti nak.
Betul.
Benar ke begitu? Tak benar ke begitu?
Question. So, what happens tomorrow? I'm hearing it right. You are calling for a political interregnum following the vote tomorrow, so that a new government could be formed. But wouldn't that hurt the rakyat the most? More political instability in the coming weeks.
The rakyat is all completely hurt right now. They are fed up with politicians who think only about themselves and their parties. What they want to see is a new government that concentrates on helping the rakyat and developing the country.
Now that you are sitting with an opposition and announcing this, are you announcing that you are working with the opposition against the government that your party is with?
I am here sharing the platform with Tun purely because I want to make sure that we have a legitimate government. The government we have today is not a legitimate government, and the Prime Minister that is in office today is not a legitimate Prime Minister.
Are you prepared to face disciplinary action from UMNO?
What disciplinary action? Everybody can support whoever they want to support.
Words by Zaid Hamidi himself. The president of UMNO had previously stated that there was a time where it was suspected that some members of parliament from Barisan Nasional had supported Anwar. When he was asked, he literally put it in a way that meant I do not have control over what we do, which actually is a breakaway from Barisan Nasional. No. Now, Zahid, actually I'm asking you to comment on my statement. So Zahid has made a political statement saying that this is the new era of Barisan Nasional, where the president has absolutely no say as to who does what, stands on which platform, where, how. So basically, that has given Tengku
Legitimacy.
the free pass to say who you want to be seated next to.
Of course.
And today is a
And next
testament.
to-
This is a testament of Zahid's statement. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, Warisan had announced Dato' Sri Shafie Abdal, who has also nominated himself for the Prime Minister's post at one point, has also announced that they are coming to be a national party. Is that part of your plan?
I'm being accused of planning everything, including my downfall. Even my downfall also is planned by me. That is why I'm not the Prime Minister. If I'm a good planner, today I will have no problem. But I didn't plan anything. These people are planning to become the government because you get a lot of money from the government. That's what they are interested in, not in developing the country. And we have seen that. So for me, there must be a solution to this. We must do something. People come to see me, please do something, please do something. I tried advising, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That is why, having discussed with Tunku and a few others, we feel that we need a good government. We need a government dedicated to serving the people and serving the country.
Should the vote for budget be passed? Should the budget be passed at the third reading tomorrow? What would your stand be then?
Well, the budget is passed, then Muhyiddin continues as the government, and we will have a very weak government with a very small majority. And if any members on his side, say 3 members, go to jail, his government will collapse. Okay.
Have you discussed this with Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim as the chief opposition?
No, he has no contact with me, so I can't discuss it with him. Ya.
Adakah tu boleh bekerjasama dengan struktur politik Datuk Sri Najib?
Apa dia?
Adakah tu boleh bekerjasama dengan Datuk Sri Najib?
Dengan Datuk Sri Najib saya tak boleh kerjasama. Saya minta maaf. Saya dijemput untuk jadi Perdana Menteri sebelum Muhyiddin jadi Perdana Menteri. Saya kata kepada dia orang, satu kerajaan yang bergantung kepada Datuk Sri Najib untuk jadi kerajaan bukanlah satu benda yang saya boleh terima. Tapi Muhyiddin kata dia boleh terima. Dia ambil lah.
If Dato' Sri Najib and Dato' Sri Zahid, who you claim are kleptocrats in the other government, give their votes to support your plan, would you take it?
They can support, but they are not going to be members of the government if I do get to be the government.
How long would you see a formation of a government as soon as should the vote fail tomorrow?
For the sake of the country, members of parliament must be responsible. They are elected in order to govern this country. They cannot always be thinking about themselves. They must think about the country. And if the country needs a government urgently, they can decide urgently.
So in the 1980s, when you were Asian Tigers, the economy has changed somewhat. The way the economy works, the way business works. Are you still qualified to push the country towards becoming Asian Tigers with the knowledge
Maybe
that you ran the country?
Maybe Asian lion.
I don't think many people are qualified. This is entirely new. Working in an environment where you cannot come close to each other. And you have to wear masks and things like that. I have studied this thing. Fortunately, I was trained as a doctor. I understand this disease a little bit better than you. And I know how to handle it.
Good. Yes, just a matter of accountability. Would you be voting against the budget tomorrow?
Huh?
So for Kuli, would you be voting against the budget tomorrow? So
I won't be voting for the budget.
You won't be voting for the budget.
Will you be abstaining from the budget?
Okay, thank you.
I'm not taking part in the debate for the budget. Let's put it that way.
There is a complete tactical failure on the part of the federal opposition. That tactical failure is not brought about by Tun or Tengku, but it's brought, in my perception, it is brought about by Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Now, why do I say this? It is very evident that we have the weakest government in the country's history and among the weakest governments in the world. We have a one-seat majority, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if you take into account the two members of
Any more
parliament.
majority?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the government claims. I agree, I concur that we do not have a majority because you have these letters by stating Zahid and Najib have supported Anwar. And there are so many instances that show that the government does not have majority. So I agree with you, it's not a legitimate government. But nonetheless, let's assume, the government is saying that we have the majority, okay? But they are the weakest position. They are the weakest position, and it is just at a snap of a finger that the federal opposition can bring down the government. But as Tun just said, he does not have communication with Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, and I believe this is due to Anwar himself. So would Tun and Tengku Razali be willing to make a declarative statement saying that it's time Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim stepped down as opposition leader and Tun took over as the opposition leader?
Opposition leader doesn't command all the majority of the opposition members. We are not under him. He is named opposition leader, but he doesn't control us. We can do what we like. That is the given thing where Parliament is concerned. So I have no need to pledge support, loyalty and all that to an opposition leader.
Under your next government, will there be any MP who faces cases in court? Would you accept any MP who faces cases in court under your next government should the vote fail tomorrow?
Well, it all depends upon the members of Parliament. As I said just now, there are only two authorities. One is the public, the people of this country in an election. But if we don't have the election, and we have an election now, we are going to have thousands of people dying like flies. So the best thing is for members of Parliament to decide on a government. And if the government of Muhyiddin fails, then none of the members now who are in ministers and all that will lose their jobs. So now they have to decide on who should run the country. You make a mistake, then the people in this country will curse you. That is it. Because already the people are unhappy. They elected a government and somebody comes along and steals it, hijacks it. People are very angry because although legally, of course, they can claim to be legitimate, but actually, morally, they are illegitimate.
So are you saying that should the government fall tomorrow at the vote, would you be willing to offer yourself to lead the country again?
It's not a question of willing or not. It's for the members to decide for themselves.
So if you had the support, if you
Or if everybody supports me, I will be Prime Minister tomorrow.